lights on a midnight screen, voices rising from the in-between. Truth like thunder breaking the chains, broadcast loud through the static and flames. From the shadows where the outcast came, built a kingdom, built a name. No suits, no scripts, no corporate lies, just fire in hearts and war in our eyes. Turn the dial, hear the battle cry, with a spark they can't deny. We are the M4 Empire, forces rising higher and higher. From the ashes we built this flame, now the whole world screams our name. Stand up, don't back down, we wear the truth like a crown. Through the storm, through the fire, we are the M4 Empire. We are the M4 Empire. Headlines burning like gasoline, fuel for the fight on every screen. They tried to bury what we would say, but the signal cut through anyway. From late night streams to the morning cast, every shot fired, every blast. A legion formed in the common lines, an army built one voice at a time. Raise your hands, let the banners fly, this is our empire in the sky. We are the M4 Empire, forces rising higher and higher. From the ashes we built this flame, now the whole world screams our name. Stand up, don't back down, we wear the truth like a crown. Through the storm, through the fire, we are the M4 Empire.
Where's the Italian?
It's over 9,000! What?
Covered with scorpions. Oh, there's people. Weird.
We can't all make declarations of hatred at the same time. Hi, everybody.
There are dozens of us. Dozens!
你好中国这条线啊，我爱更尊重中。Shield up.
There's nothing sacred. Space!
Disappointed! Alson, help me up onto his casket so I can dance on it.
I don't care.
But how did you ever find us?
Oh, easy. We just read the screenplay you left us.
And Hispanic people too.
Gold!
That means you're gay.
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
I'll help you.
Everything is sexist, everything is racist, everything is homophobic, and you have to point it all out.
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
Huh? Zappuccino.
What do you know? What do you say? M4 Empire, Marvin Movie Monster Montanero here, back with another episode of the M4 Cast. One of those times where I really wish that I had started to, keep our episode count running the way a lot of shows do. Because, like Nate over on Mr. H Reviews, he's always like, this is episode 55 of season 6. But I've never done that. But here you are on the M4 Cast, the show that has been Thursday nights at 8 o'clock for 2 years. Just wanted to point that out. And I'll say no more about that. But anyway. What up, T?
Hello. Hi.
It's going to be a fun one tonight. It is going to be a very you and I centric one.
Yes.
Because we have seen Scream 7.
We have seen Scream 7.
And I have seen Scream 1 through 6 in the last week.
Can I tell you, he sent me a message and he was starting Scream 1 and I was like, so I was beside myself with glee. And then he was like, I'm moving on to 2. I'm like, oh, we're plowing through.
Look, all it took was Tatiana Maslany telling people they had to boycott this movie.
No, everybody. Trish saying he should watch it means nothing. Tatiana Maslany saying don't watch it.
But no, I've been looking forward to tonight because as a male who just got into a thing that you've been into for like 30 years, like a week ago, I can't wait to explain it to you.
I can't wait to have you explain it to me.
Kev.
Hey, yo.
Now I know you have seen all the Screams except for 7.
No, I'm still 2 in the hole. They're on Pluto, so I've been watching them.
Well, 3, right? Have you seen 5 and I'm assuming you haven't seen 5 and 6.
Yeah, I haven't seen 5 and 6.
You haven't seen 5 or 6. You're not missing much.
Spoilers.
Well, okay, I'm just saying.
Spoilers for your opinion. Wait, have you seen 4, Kevin?
I saw 4.
Okay.
Oh, all right, we'll get into 4. Don't worry. We'll run down everything first, but you know we'll get.
Mark.
I feel like Trish summoned
me, and he appears.
Yeah, I know. I was about to be like, well, Martin's seen a bunch, so like, it's
Martin,
not
how
going to
many
be just
Screams have you seen?
I've seen all but the one that's in the theater now.
Okay, good. Okay, so that'll be awesome as well. Martin, how are you this week?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Doing just great.
You know, before the show started, you were a little blurry. Now it's like your cameras showed up to play. It's like,
oh, good. Good. That's at least one thing that's going right today. Fantastic. There you are. You're muted. You came, but you left your voice at home.
No, I'm not.
Oh.
Hi, Lauren.
What?
Hi.
You all right?
Hi. I'm good.
You grizzled?
Grr.
Lauren, have you seen any of the Scream films?
He has not.
No.
None of them?
Nope.
Yeah. Lauren, I was you once upon a time.
I am not a horror guy. I've told you this I don't know how many times.
The role of Trish will be played by Lauren today.
Yes.
Oh, this is neat.
That's awesome.
Look at that. Isn't that cool?
That is fascinating, Lauren.
I like legitimately, I'm like, oh.
Before we dive too deep into this, I have 2 things.
Yeah, please.
2 things. One, I find this fascinating. Billy Idol says smoking crack helped him quit heroin. It was.
Controversial method, but
well, you know, she swallowed the spider to catch the fly, and I don't know why she swallowed the fly. I guess she'll die.
It seems like trading one problem for another, but you know,
it's like their officers everywhere must be like, oh, if that was the answer, we've been doing this wrong the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is, and then Trish and Martin are here, so maybe they can help me out on this. Why is Sebastian Bach now the lead singer of Twisted Sister?
Is he really?
Yeah, well, okay. Martin, do you know about this?
I heard something, but I don't know why.
Okay,
he is an underrated singer from that era.
He is.
Question about that.
I guess Dee came out recently and said he's got like really bad arthritis and stuff, and it's between that and how like much he's performed and blah blah blah. He's like, it's not really that great for me anymore, like his ticker and whatnot, for him to be performing. And the way I look at it is they had these dates lined up, and instead of canceling the dates, they're bringing in Sebastian Bach, but I don't know if that's what it is or if he's just like, we're going to record new music. But like, some people in that band also have passed away. So I don't know how many original people from Twisted Sister are actually two of them. Okay. I don't know how many are actually there anymore, but I guess there's more than I thought. But yeah.
Erica says, now, did he need to do meth to quit the crack?
Did any of you guys ever watch Celebrity Rehab with Dr. Drew?
Sometimes, yeah.
I felt exploitative. I didn't want to support it.
It was. I caught a part of an episode, and there was this kid who was not a celebrity himself, but he came from money, and it was in like the beginning of, hey, there's rich people, so let's put them on TV. But he was talking about how, yeah, I'm on heroin, but I'm doing this, and I've lost 70 pounds. And Dr. Drew goes, oh, that's great. How'd you lose 70 pounds? The heroin.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
I mean, you can't argue it's not effective.
It's just like I used to just be like, well, yeah, I lost 12 pounds this month. Well, what's your secret? Stomach virus. I lost 12 pounds of the stomach virus diet. Okay, so by the way, we do have a super chat goal for tonight. We're about to get into the super chat. So this weekend, by the way, we will be playing Resident Evil 2 in the dark. I have to confer with Pro what days he's game streaming this weekend, because I don't want to stream over him, because that's not a thing that friends do to each other. So I will figure out what time that we are going to do that, because you guys won that one last time. But we have another game stream super chat goal, and it involves Trish. So I figure you guys will like this one. If we can raise $600 in super chats tonight, I will play a farming sim cozy game of Trish's choice while she is there on the stream with us.
That's the only way you're getting me on there. I ain't sitting back and watching you play Resident Evil.
No, I wouldn't do that.
The hilarious thing would be is if she was super stressful about making you do stuff in the...
make him run his farm like a tyrant. Yeah. So like, no, Mom, this is not the way to streamline your farm the best way.
It might be Pokopia. It might be Animal Crossing, New Horizons. It might be what was the other one?
Stardew Valley.
Okay.
The Crown Jewel.
It will be it will be a game of her choice, but we're not going to have her choose unless you guys actually hit the goal tonight. So we will get started with these super chats now, because we have a bunch that have already come in. Chef Eddie, member for 12 months, says, after the Scream review, how about Supernatural?
I'd love to talk about Supernatural.
Well, I mean, there's nothing really to talk about. Nothing new.
I'd be tickled pink to talk about Supernatural.
Mark Fields for 199 says, positive vibes to you all. Positive vibes to you. Positive vibes back at you, Mark Fields, because you are awesome, my friend. Wild and Crazy Bear for $2 says, Britney Spears was arrested for DUI. Pray for her health. Yeah, her Instagram apparently got deleted after that too. Apparently, I think is what I heard. So, First Dragon Queen, member for 9 months, says, as Queen, Trish should get 80% of super chats. Hugs. That is a fun world that you live in, Dragon Queen. Trish does get a percentage of the super chats, though, guys. So, because she's the producer.
I don't know. First Dragon Queen, a queen like myself, knows a thing or two about running a popular happy queendom, as it were.
This one I wanted to point out for Lauren, because I wanted to get Lauren's take on it. Chef Eddie says, for no dollars, says Nathan Fillion is now teasing a reboot of Firefly on his socials. Disney is going to ruin that too. So a reboot of Fire, because you couldn't do a sequel, right?
Actually, I don't think that's true. What I've heard is that it is likely a continuation. Now, I don't know how they're going to pull that off.
I thought Josh went on a temper tantrum and killed like almost every main character on the way out.
He killed two of them.
He killed two of them, and one of the actors is dead, so there's no hope for flashbacks.
However, I should technically 3, but two of the dead actors have been visited. Well, 2 of the dead characters have been visited.
Okay, Lauren, would you support a Firefly reboot?
remains not a reboot. I would not
No.
support a reboot, but I'm curious to see what form this takes. The first thing I want to know is this actually a live action show, or are they doing animation, or what is it? If it's animated, not interested. If
Here's
it's
the other
live
thing.
action, go ahead.
The other thing I would point out to you, Lauren, is that Joss Whedon, there's no chance in hell, Austin, that Joss Whedon would be involved in this.
Yep, I think that's probably true.
Which is what like Trish, Kevin, and I are all panicking about in regards to the Buffy, not reboot, but continuation, because Buffy was so perfectly in Joss's voice, and now you're handing it to a bunch of feminists.
There's a lot that can go wrong here. The fact that, I mean, the video that I saw today was Nathan Fillion and Jules State, and the fact that they're on board, to me, I don't think that they would sign on to something they didn't believe in. Now, I have not heard if Adam Baldwin is involved, and so I'm curious about that.
He's missing.
Mostly what I'm just curious about is what form is this going to take? If it is a continuation, I'm fair certain it's going to be sort of a Firefly the Next Generation, because you can bet that there's likely going to be a kid that'll be taking over the Serenity, would be my guess, because you've got Kaylee and the Doc that finally hooked up. And I wouldn't be surprised if you find out that Zoe was probably pregnant too, because they're not going to let Wash go that easy. And my guess is that's how you get Alan Tudyk involved, is that you'll have their offspring now having to learn about the absent father. So there will probably be holograms and things like that, flashbacks. They'll get Alan Tudyk in there. But
before Joss's fall from grace, there was a rumor of a reboot that centered on Wash and Zoe's daughter, who is now commanding the ship.
Well, they did have something like that was in the comics. And so this is a question, is how much of their EU material is now going to be accepted as canon and how much is going to be washed away. I just don't have enough details to really know how I feel about this, but supposedly the announcement is going to be made on the 15th. So we'll see what they have to say.
Guess we'll see. Yeah, maybe we'll be able to talk about it soon.
Let me ask this, because I have an opinion on most of Joss's stuff, that he is good conceptually, but in the long run he falls apart. Mostly after Angel, but you look at Dollhouse and things like that just kind of went sideways on him.
Right.
I think that the best thing that could have happened for the Legend of Firefly was being canceled mid-season. What do you think?
I get what you mean with that, because I feel like that about Freaks and Geeks a little bit.
It's possible.
I disagree.
The longer something goes, the more of Joss becomes his own worst enemy.
I actually disagree on this point, because the show, it wasn't canceled because it was a bad show, and it wasn't canceled because it was bad conceptually. It was canceled because Fox didn't want it. They were in the middle of a leadership change. The new boss didn't want anything. The old boss was associated with. They aired the episodes out of order. They also aired them while the World Series was going on, so it kept getting preempted. They did everything that they could to kill that show.
Right.
And I think, I don't know how many seasons that he had planned, but I guarantee you he had more in mind than what they got to do. And I think that it was a real passion project for him. I think, I don't think that it would have declined the way some of his other shows did.
Liquid Fox for $5 Canadian says, unfortunately, or fortunately to some, my throat infection is winning the fight and I must have sleep. Have a wonderful night and weekend, everyone. Oh, we love you, Liquid Fox. We hope you feel better. That brings us to $9. And then Regina Sharp for 10, bringing us to 19. Says, something Guardians of the Sky / Crimson Desert. Oh, and WWE 2K26. This message has been brought to you by
Globe Gold, Globe Gold, Globe Gold, Globe Gold.
Always has been, always is, always will be. Mike Glass gifted 1 M4 Empire membership. Thank you very much, Mike Glass. That brings us to 24. Real Life Fake Wizard checking in from the chat. You guys could have seen me and Wizard earlier today on our show Culture Crossfire, where we ripped apart the Lanterns trailer. It says, I'm jealous of Marv. I saw Hoppers. It was garbage. And you'll be able to hear all about why Wizard thought it was garbage on the Pro Show tonight on WWE Pro. He's doing a special episode at 10 where they're going to be reviewing Hoppers. And so we will be redirecting you guys there when this show ends. So you won't have to do anything but sit back and relax to hear Real Life Fake Wizard and the rest of them rip Hoppers apart. Lauren, you didn't go see Hoppers today, did you? Didn't think so.
No, I did not. Nope.
Didn't think so. So yeah, that's going to be later on tonight over on Pro's channel, but we'll be redirecting all you guys over there.
Wait, is that the furry movie?
It's the one where the girl turns into that beaver.
Yeah, so the furry movie. The furry movie about communism.
Is it about communism? Oh, that's good.
It's Disney Project. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's stuck in there somewhere.
Well, if it is about communism, I think I know what's going to end up happening.
Commander, you've rained on my glorious parade. For this, I'm sending everything I've got at you. But I won't let you have the satisfaction of catching me. I'm escaping to the one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism. Space!
Spice!
My favorite clip.
He was trying so hard to hold it together during that whole thing. He starts off doing it serious, and you see a moment where there's a glint in his eye, and he convinces himself, just go for it. Just go for it.
Wait for the fences, old boy.
Give it everything.
You've got it, lad. Regina Sharp for 20 says, all hail Empress Trish, ruler of the Femme4 Empire. She, from which bringeth the dawn, she who warms the spring, queen of the 7 kingdoms, holder of the Iron Throne, washer of dishes par excellence, etc., etc., etc.
So many titles. I love every single one.
Titles.
Boats.
All BBB for $2 says, me and girlfriend like the new Scream movie.
Awesome.
Is that Bad Bunny?
I think I'm looking at Bad Bunny and he's got the New Zealand lady as Elmer Fudd. And then Chef Eddie for 5 brings us to 51 for the night. Says, beware, Marvin, the Lorne Trish Rebel Alliance will bring down the Emperor's M4 Empire with the help of the Ewoks. Guys, you're not going to do it. No, they wouldn't do that because neither of them wants to do the show prep.
Scroll up. I actually responded to that.
I was looking at the...
did you?
I was looking at it on the back end. So, I don't
Did any of you see the meme that got passed around, Ewoks versus Predator? Since Disney owns that now.
Oh, gosh. Lauren says, I'm not planning to overthrow anybody. I'm just sitting quietly in my corner back here. Right. That doesn't sound at all ominous. Wow, Lauren, that's a really good cartoonishly evil laugh.
You should clip that.
Yeah, seriously, that was really good.
Anytime Lauren's being evil.
Bookstore Thor checking in for another $2. Should I watch Supernatural?
Yes.
Season 5. I'm halfway through season 4.
I blame Martin and Fake Wizard. I blame the two.
Fake Wizard has already said in this chat and said to me on Culture Crossfire earlier that Supernatural should have ended with season 5.
The only difference is Martin is not malicious.
Okay, I believe that there are some great episodes after season 5. Some of the best meta commentary or meta jokes they do come after that. A lot of great stuff to watch afterwards. I'm just saying season 5 tells a complete story.
It does. I agree with that. Okay, I rescind that. I blame Fake Wizard and no one but Fake Wizard.
He says, I'm not malicious.
You're a nudge. You're absolutely being a malicious.
Spooky review saying, don't watch past season 3.
Everyone trying to give me an aneurysm. Okay.
And then he said about Hoppers, by the way, it is about communism. So. Yeah, but JB Spooky Review also said Buffy went sideways after season 3. JB Spooky Review, I'm wondering if maybe you just don't like shows after the 3rd season.
Yes, but if I may, then we have this from our pal, pastor of Muppets.
Oh,
I almost said Master of Puppets.
If Pastor Muppets is saying it, I might have to do it. That guy knows what he's talking about.
Ooh, he does.
He's got a good head on his shoulders.
Does.
And then Regina Sharp for 5 says, "You're telling me, Empress, more titles though, and you're going to need a richer scribe."
I don't know. You know,
There you go.
Contain the awesome so much. Regina.
All right, that is all of our supers for now, guys. We are at $58 of our $600 goal for that farming sim game stream with Trish and I. So, all right.
May I raise an issue before we get started on something else?
You are really stopping me from getting into Scream as a topic.
I know, but I would really like to tackle this.
Go ahead.
Because I would like to discuss whether or not some people think that the Beatles are like a ripoff of the Beach Boys.
What?
You've seen that?
Marv knows.
That comment keeps popping up in a lot of my streams, and I didn't know you saw that.
And then I saw, I think it was Chef Eddie. Don't let Trish hear that. Too late.
I think that they say it because they're hoping that it'll like summon you.
Yeah, I see.
Like all you have to
Not
do
at
is
the time.
draw a pentagram on the ground and then insult the Beatles in it.
It's not live, but I would just like to, let it be known. I see.
Yeah, I don't really see that at all. I mean, the Beatles were a blues pop band at the beginning.
It was something like that. It's something related to the Beach Boys. I know that they motivated each other to be better, but in terms of
the Beatles never played with Jesse and the Rippers, so
they were a skiffle band.
Oh, I would also like to say, Marv, and this one is a dig directly at you.
Okay.
Well, I don't know who the Beatles with 2 E's are, so that's fine. You can talk about them. I'm sure they are.
The Beats from Doug. Are you
the Beats?
Tofu.
I would like to say, Marv, and this is a dig at you. Oh, I'd rather bang my head against the wall. That I don't care about music. I don't want to talk. I don't care about the members in it. I don't care about the backstory. Okay, then I don't want to hear you say anything is over or underrated ever again. You have your opinion on all of this is just
on what music?
White noise to me. Yeah, because you're like, the Beatles are overrated. 3 seconds if you're like, I don't really pay attention to music. I'd rather bang my head against a wall. I don't care about members. I don't care about backstory. I don't know about any of that stuff. So it's like, stop it. Stop.
I mean, I've heard the songs. It just wasn't.
I'm not having this conversation with you.
I just wasn't a religious experience for me the way it is for some.
It's just
some people are like, you remember where you were the first time you heard the Beatles.
I've literally never heard anybody say that. So I don't know what people you're talking to. Is it the voices in your head, Randy Orton? Is that what's happening? So, I'm just saying. I heard that one and I sat there going, he's gonna fight me?
I'm not trying to fight you on it. I'm just saying it's just not my thing.
I'm just saying, you don't know. It's not your thing, it's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. Just do not speak of things of which you know not. That's all I'm saying. I decree it as queen.
Okay.
Law of the land.
You decree whatever you want to decree.
Yeah, I've been told I have a point.
All right. So this week I started watching Scream because Tatiana Maslany said to boycott it. So I said, I'll show you, and decided to, I had to catch up on 6 movies out of spite, and ended up falling utterly in love with this franchise. Like, I plowed through these movies because they were like, I loved them so much. Like, and like, I feel like I've gotten like 30 years of fandom in a week because like I've spent so much time thinking about and like looking up things. Well, not really looking up a lot because I didn't want to spoil anything for myself. Now I'm going to start looking. Like, I really want to see if there's like a video out there that shows in each movie which kills were by which Ghostface.
You don't always know.
Few, but yeah, we don't always know.
We don't always know, but like I want people to like dissect that.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's always fascinating to me. Like, my favorite thing about Ghostface is just the super Ghostface powers that he always has, like the super ninja powers to vanish with very little training, or the fact that like it could be 5 foot nothing of Trish as Ghostface, but the second the mask goes on, she's 6'2".
I love that Ghostface is always clumsy, like always getting tripped up with the.
He gets his butt kicked in every movie.
Because he's not superhuman like Michael Myers or anything.
Yeah,
Well,
I like
and
that. He's
the robe is
beatable.
long. The mask restricts your vision, so he's always stumbling into stuff and tripping over the robe.
Yeah, and like I like that he's beatable. And yeah, like JB Spooky Review just said, the thing I hate about Ghostface is how every Ghostface acts the exact same, despite all being different people. I think it makes sense though, because they're all obsessive about Ghostface.
Although
So, like,
some of them are not so much obsessive about Ghostface as using it as their shield.
Right.
Because some of them are true believers, and other ones are just it's an act.
So, I mean, I love the fact that it's always a whodunit. Like it's a really exciting thing from like the beginning of every movie. By the way, I am like really good at picking who Ghostface is in each movie. Just saying.
Wikipedia helps.
So in what did he say?
Nothing.
So in the first movie, I got that I figured out Stu.
Wait a minute, hold on.
What?
We're just blurting it all out.
Are we
From
not?
people? I don't know.
I
I'm just I
gotta
want
say,
I want to
after a
know the
couple of
parameters.
decades.
Yeah.
Maybe we won't talk about the new one.
We won't give spoilers for 7 unless it's like a specific like spoiler section that we're going to talk about.
Okay. I'm just saying. I just wanted to know the parameters. You know, he's just casually just
No, like
saying what it is.
I figured out that it was Stu, but Billy threw me for a loop because they did a really good job of putting you off that.
Because they made you think, oh, it's got to be him, so it can't possibly be him.
So I mean, in the first one though, like even though it's so meta, like you don't know how meta it is yet, really. So like you're falling for the tropes,
Right. Plus, the Fonz is a bit unhinged, obviously, in the first one.
First thing I said was, "Oh my god, the Fonz is in this. Please tell me he's not the killer and doesn't die." But then he died. So
yeah, I got the Fonz is in this.
Yeah, in all caps. But then what you told me was really sweet, that he didn't want to be credited.
Like not like on any of the promotional material or anything like that. He was just like, well, if people see my name on it, you know, it's about these kids. Let the focus and all of the attention be on the kids.
Right.
So I thought that was really cool.
Right. So I will say I loved 1, I loved 2, I really liked 3. 4 is so far ahead of its time.
Thank you for parroting this because I need more people.
No,
to
I
be my echo.
I said it even before you had made the point to me too, though. Like when my wife and I were watching it, like we're talking, I'm like, it's about social media clout and live streaming. And I'm like, wasn't this in 2011?
Yeah, that was the beginning of that.
Yeah, like how like prophetic that they predicted that this was what the world was going to turn into. I don't know. I liked 4. So honestly, 4, and this is gonna be, I feel like this is gonna be not for Trish, but this is gonna maybe ruffle some feathers. I think 4 is my number 2.
No, he was like just casually giving his ranking to that point. He's like, I'm like 1, 4, 2. I was like, you made 4 number 2 for you. I was just so happy.
I really liked it, man.
No, 4's great.
I thought the Ghostface reveal in 4 was awesome too. Like, I mean, I guessed that it was her, but like, you know, I liked her reasoning.
But did you guess Charlie?
No. So, you know, I'm usually good at getting one of them. Which in 3, man, I pitched a perfect game, because good for you, Sean from Scrubs, being the only solo Ghostface.
Nobody cares, Sean.
Nobody cares, Sean. I use that clip in my videos now. I love that clip. I think that when it comes to 3, it takes such a odd turn, but it works.
I'm not crazy about 3.
It goes into like
scheme.
parody. Do you think it's because Scary Movie had taken off by that point?
No, it's because Columbine happened.
Yeah.
Oh, so they had to make it a little softer.
Is 4 the one that opens with? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I thought Scary Movie was after Scream 3 anyway.
Oh, was it? And no, when Scary Movie started.
Is 4 the one that opens with a barrage of like 20 different stab openings?
You keep thinking you're watching the current opening, and it's just the next stab movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that maybe went either 2 too long or 3 too short. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, like it either needed to be quick or you need to be watching it for 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody cares, Sean. He would never say that to Sean.
I just realized what that was doing. Took me a second.
He would never do that. He would never say that to Sean. Yeah, so 5 and 6 though, Trish. 5 and 6.
Don't give spoilers on 6.
All right, won't give spoilers, but I will say just like, so the thing is, and because this is in 5 also, like the whole thing of like she's Billy, like seeing Billy and like the psycho gene or whatever. If you're gonna go for it, go for it.
But please don't go for it.
But like, yeah, don't go for it because it's dumb. But like they pussyfoot around it too much. Like,
Martin, what do you think of that?
I didn't like.
You didn't like that either?
Yeah.
I had a feeling you wouldn't.
Yeah, well, because like they touch on it like twice, and I'm just like, guys, is this a thing or is this not a thing? Is this only a thing when the plot demands that it be a thing because you have like a line that you want to get across?
It's stupid.
Yeah, it's dumb. It's dumb. But the I will say I hate 5. 5 is my least favorite.
I hate 6.
Yeah, I can't stand 5 because I don't like how it turns into like the fans are toxic. Like I don't like how it turns.
I told you, and I didn't take. You like took it that way, and I was like, I did not take it that. No one came out in the media at that time saying anything
because nobody back. You know, like it wasn't.
Yeah, it was 2022. They absolutely were doing that then.
You're right. It was. You're right. I was thinking of 4. Martin, what did you think that it was like a middle finger to the fans in 5 with the motivations?
No, I don't. I didn't like that one so much, so I've only seen it one time. So I'm not sure.
It's like I pointed out, there was an actual murder that happened with fans of Scream. And I said to Marv, to me, it was more a commentary on like those types of people, like the ones who are so completely unhinged and cut off from reality that the movies becomes their world, and they blur the line between real life and what's on their screen. And they do awful things.
I didn't know that. And so I did read it a little more as the fans and not those fans.
Yeah.
But again, I just saw it the one time. I've seen the first 4 several times.
If they would have been saying a lot of stuff around the marketing and the blah, 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 like no one's ever done that. And it's never been a thing in those movies. So it's like, I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt with the way that I watched it, because 6 didn't do that. As much as I don't like 6, 6 didn't do that, and 7 clearly didn't do that. So it's not a franchise that does that.
I mean, I think it was a mistake to ever try to move on from Sydney, because I also don't like the way Sydney's used in 5. I think she shows up in 5 just because they have to have her in it.
Well, they were trying to pass a torch. That's why.
Which is dumb. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants anybody else to be the lead of this franchise.
There are people who want it, but I think that they are younger. And I'm not saying this to be like angry old woman. I think they are younger fans who found these movies at 5.
Well, yeah, they're the ones now that are freaking out because it's back to Sydney instead of what's her face.
Yeah. So.
But 5 also wasn't directed by Wes Craven.
No, 5 and 6 weren't. And
you can tell.
Kevin Williamson, I don't think had anything to do with either 5 or 6. And you can feel it.
He's the original writer, right? Like he's the
the creator. He's the writer. He directed 7.
Yeah,
I don't know if he wrote any of it. I would.
He co-wrote 7. And but he was also the director and executive producer of it. So
yeah,
I just look. I hate the characters in 5 and 6. I'm like I could hear a studio executive being like, well, what if we have a new Randy, but it's a black gay woman?
For a split second, I heard Grace Randolph in your voice.
No, that would be. What if a new
Randy?
And
yeah, Mindy.
He's
yeah,
more. He's
I
no more
I
John
couldn't stand
Campea.
Mindy. Well, so they've given Mindy and Chad the gimmick of Randy of like explaining all the horror movies, but also the gimmick of Dewey of getting stabbed every movie and then surviving.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean,
But they do have to play tropes. In order to play with the tropes, they have to use the tropes.
I think it was a huge mistake to kill off Randy in the second one. Because they kept needing a Randy. They kept having like in 3 when they play that stupid tape.
But it does seem like something Randy would have done.
Yes, but it would have been better to just have Randy. He was just a good character. I did not like that they killed him out.
no one liked that.
Yeah,
everybody cried.
They have to regret
inwardly.
that, right? Because I can't imagine how unpopular that decision was at the time.
Well, I just know that we traded one life for another, essentially.
How so?
To keep Dewey.
We
had to sacrifice Randy. So
if you put it that way, then it's an acceptable sacrifice. Because I love Dewey. I love Dewey. I love Gale. I love Sidney. I love them all, man. Like Gale, I mean, I didn't like when they recast Gale in 5 with that scarecrow.
Stop.
Courtney, what did she do to her face? Would aging have really been worse than what she did to her face?
That's what makes me sad about it, because it just goes to show you what a number being a woman in that field does on somebody, because she was so pretty. And she was getting a little older, not even old, because I wouldn't classify her as old now, but she's getting older, and she felt like she had to do all of that to herself. And it's sad.
She did Cougar Town with Bill Lawrence's wife, who is the queen of plastic.
Yeah, because she looked great in Cougar Town.
Yeah.
Until the end of Cougar Town.
Let me give you my guy's card. Man, they're like her face is, it's like she looks like the lady who's a face who's like the stretched out Cassandra from Doctor Who.
Oh, the last human.
Moisturize me.
Mm-hmm.
How much did you hate her bangs in 3? Because that's a universal.
Her bangs in 3 are pretty terrible.
I will never waste an opportunity.
The first thing my wife said when she walked on screen, she's like, "What is she doing with those bangs?"
Horrific. A crime. And I learned it's David Arquette's fault.
I
saw that video.
Is that why they got divorced?
No, but it was his idea. He was like, "Oh, Betty Page, blah blah blah," and then it turned out the way it turned out, and he was like, "Oh,
yeah." It was also
I'll take blame.
It was also his idea to go have a death match with Nick Gage. That didn't work out for him very well either.
I like David Arquette. He seems
I like him too. I
guy.
root for him. But...
And you could say what you want, but even though they didn't stay together, Courtney Cox and David Arquette get along well enough to be able to work with each other closely on multiple movies. Like whatever happened between them, it wasn't so awful that they couldn't maintain, at the very least, a civil relationship. So I think that's kind of nice. I think they are actually okay. I feel like it's one of those things where maybe they just grew apart, but there's no real animus there.
I don't know. They're like I hate my ex-wife with the red hot intensity of 1,000 Suns. But if you were like, we're gonna give you like $5 million to do a movie with her, I'd be like, all right, I can figure for that money. I could figure it out. Like,
On a brighter note, doesn't Carrie Fisher have one of the best cameos of all time?
Yes,
she does.
Yes, which is just slightly better than Jay and Silent Bob. 3. I was like, what? Apparently, I guess my friend told me that Wes Craven had a cameo in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back that same year.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that it was kind of, I guess it was like the trade-off that they did, because I mean they're both Miramax films. So, but then like in 3, the one thing I said to Trish, I was like, okay, like this producer guy is 100% Harvey Weinstein.
Mm-hmm.
And the movie is made by Miramax, which was
nothing sells a lie by like telling it openly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, really.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Kevin raised his hand for a second. I was like, yes, Kevin, like it's school, but he just put his glasses
also, you
on.
didn't have to kill Cotton.
I mean, now you know why Kevin was so upset.
Cotton was an interesting character, man. I wanted to see Cotton as like a main character in 3.
I did like the name of his show, the 100% Cotton. That was
yes, so good.
Ugh. Yeah.
All right, Trish. You want to talk about 7 without getting into spoiler territory?
I'm perfectly capable of doing that.
So, as we all know, the Hollywood critics destroyed this movie. I mean, hold on, let me check what it's at Rotten Tomatoes right now. Rotten Tomatoes Scream 7 is currently, the Shill critics have given it a 31%.
Okay,
and
that's ridiculous.
The actual paying audience has given it 76%.
I'm not saying that the critics need to be like lavishing it with praise or anything. It's not like it's the best movie in the series, but I mean, 31 is absurd.
So 2 points here with the critics. One, it's a horror movie, and up their own butt critics never understand horror movies. You know, there's the divide between audiences and critics is much wider when it comes to horror as a genre, I think. But also, this is a movie that fired someone for being an activist, so they're automatically going to hate
it. It's just so. It's sad, honestly, that it's like they look at it like it's like silly horror movies all the time, but then they also clearly think it's important enough to do this. It's like
when you look at like a lot of their complaints, a lot of them are calling it lazy, and I'm like, I did not get that at all. This movie was definitely not lazy.
You know, the thing everyone else is forgetting is that Scream 1 is 30 this year.
Yeah.
And you've got Kevin Williamson back. You got them trying to do an about face from everything. So, like, yeah, it's like combination of getting back to what they were / I don't know, kind of paying homage to everything that got them to that point.
And look, as somebody who has watched these movies pretty much rapid fire over the last week, like, I got up at the end of that film and I said to myself, what is their problem with this movie? There's nothing wrong. And like, first of all, what the movie is spoofing, because obviously they're always spoofing something new. This was spoofing nostalgia bait cash grabs.
Okay, good.
And it does a good job of that, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Switching back to Sydney, if I nitpick, I would say Gail is horrifically underutilized in this movie.
I guess it's to make up for the fact that she was the only returning person in 6.
Well, no, like Gail's entire reason for being in this movie is to constantly berate Neve Campbell for sitting out Scream 6.
I didn't take it as berating. I didn't take it as berating at all.
They're always like the entire time it's just kind of like, well, why didn't you go to New York? And she's like, like I don't know. I didn't think it's maybe not berating.
I took the line is you should have been in New York as them saying you should have put her in 6. Which
I don't think it was that they didn't put her in 6. It was that she wanted more money and said no.
Well, she wanted to be paid as the star of the franchise, which I think is completely reasonable. Matthew Lillard said it great at the time. He's like, would you have turned around and told like Tom Cruise on like a Mission Impossible series, who is like his story the entire time, to take less money? No, you wouldn't have. So why are you saying it to her?
And if it is a torch passing movie, like, would you have, and obviously it didn't go this way, but like if they wanted Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny to be a torch passing movie, are they going to pay Harrison Ford less? No, he's still Indiana Jones. Like,
and I'm sure she wasn't asking for like, $10 billion in a castle in France. Mm-hmm. She was probably asking me, I would think maybe a little bit more than what she got on 5.
You know what? In 5, when her and Gail roll up on that house, like I said to the one thing I said to my wife was like, "Oh, look, the stars are here," because it is like Trish, I think you'll appreciate it. Like during the early Roman Reigns era of WWE, whenever an Attitude Era guy would come back, like when Stone Cold Steve Austin or The Rock would show up, it would only show the gap between the stars and the people that we had now. And like that's what it felt like when Sydney and Gail show up at that house. When what's her face is like screaming for help, and they're like, yeah, this is an obvious trap.
Well, here's the thing, and I've said this in general about horror movies. Horror movies should not be about the villain. They should be about the protagonist. And particularly when you have like a Laurie Strode, like a Sidney Prescott. I had this argument with somebody like, Scream is Ghostface story. I'm like, first of all, Ghostface is different in every movie, so how could it be a
Ghostface story?
A. B, that's never how it should be. And with Scream in particular, you see her growth throughout everything. So by the time you're at 6, it is very firmly her story.
Yeah.
So to me, I'm like, if you don't want to do her story anymore, don't make any more. That's how that should go. I'm perfectly fine with them not making anymore. I don't need to have Scream so badly that I'm willing to go, okay, yeah, throw this other person in there because like whatever. But no, like it's no. So 7 brought that back, and it really, I think, highlighted the problem with 6 because it's like you see her grow, and you even see it in 7, and so I love that about the movies all the time. So for me, I got a lot from that. I guess if other people are not looking at it, I hate to say the way you're supposed to, but
okay, so I agree with you about Scream and Halloween, and there are some that are definitely about the journey of the survivor throughout the entire thing. But then you've got other slasher flicks.
They ruin it because they always kill them all.
There's that, but like Friday the 13th, you often have a survivor, but then they often get offed at the beginning of the next movie until you get to Tommy.
Although, I had learned that Ginny in Friday Part 2, who is my favorite Friday the 13th final girl, they wanted her to come back. Like, come back, not come back to offer in the intro. And she turned them down for whatever reason. I don't remember. And I think she said later on, she's like, I really regretted it because like I really should have just done Friday the 13th Part 2. But I think if they would have gotten Jenny, I think they might have tried to roll with that.
Right.
But once they didn't, I think they were like, well, we did this with Alice. Okay, and now we have to go to a third one, and let's just make it this. Let's make it about Jason, which is
so with Halloween, you had 2 people that could come back. You had Laurie Strode and you had Dr. Loomis. So I feel like it was always kind of interesting to be like, oh, is it going to be a Laurie movie or is it going to be a Loomis movie? And then we got rid of both of them.
Right.
So
and then in the middle, you get somebody who may or may not be related. Yeah.
Speaking of related, like I wildly off topic, but what do you guys think of them retconning Laurie Strode to not be Michael Myers'
I love it because I hate that.
Yeah, I thought that was.
I always liked that she was his sister.
No, yes.
You just like that. It's just like he just happened to see her, and that was that.
Yeah, I think that makes him more of a force of nature or a wraith, or
so I have a friend who is a classicist about Halloween, about Michael Myers, and he specifically says that it needs to just be nothing.
Yes.
It's
he's the shape. That's what he's called, the shape in the first movie. That's all he needs to be. Like, I like Rob Zombie the dude, but I think he was off the mark in giving Michael Myers a backstory.
He assumed that we wanted to see Michael Myers as a kid, like,
and it's not even what he made the backstory, which let's not. But it's just he doesn't need any at all. Period.
Well, and I'll never forget my one friend who was just kind of like I didn't know at the end of the Rob Zombie Halloween if he wanted to kill Laurie Strode or give her a hug. So yeah, I get that. I 100% get that.
Do you think in Halloween 2 and maybe 4, they're sort of implying, Laurie might be a little unbalanced too?
Which Rob Zombie horrifically revisited that in his Halloween 2. But yeah, I mean, like, but again, that's like the psychopath gene. Like, is that a thing that actually exists?
I think don't they say it does?
Does it?
Or am I just like,
I've never really looked into the phenomenon. Like, I don't know if that is a thing that actually exists, like in science.
I mean, that's the nature versus nurture debate has raged for a very long time.
Now,
and
what do
will
you
continue to.
You remember the beginning of Halloween Resurrection when Jamie Lee Curtis Laurie Strode gets offed in the first like 10 minutes of the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think would ever happen because my first thought walking out, I was like, what if like in Scream 8, Sydney was like the girl in the beginning that got killed? Like, what do you think that the fans would revolt, right?
Unless she was, and if she went out saving somebody, maybe not. But even then, I think the fans would still be against it.
Yeah, I think so too. But so anyway, like with 7, this is really hard to do without doing spoilers, Trish. Like the person that contacts her, when I first saw it, I was just like, yeah, like I was excited for that. I liked what they kind of went through as far as technology goes, and you know, again, this is so hard to do without just spoiling the crap out of it. What were your opinions on that?
Once again, I'm the she stands alone. I don't personally understand why people wanted that particular angle to play out a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, I was fine with it.
I know that like it was connected to a lot of fan theories for a while, right?
Yeah. It's sometimes I feel like I don't know if I just missed the genesis of certain things or if my brain just legitimately works differently than other people's, but there are things like the Supernatural finale or like this where I'm like I don't get, like I never looked at it that way. I don't get the appeal of that. I actually think like in this particular one it's kind of dumb. What everybody wants. Like, so it's like one of those, I'm like, I think it would be corny. So to me, I was fine.
So for me, when they go to the facility to check about this, I feel like that's a moment that kind of weakens it because I'm like, okay, so if it's confirmed that this is not real, then I know who Ghostface is. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I just wanted to answer because there was confusion as to what movie we were talking about. So can you say that again?
No. So when they go to the facility, to check on that thing and they get that explanation, I'm like, okay, so now if it's revealed that this thing is not real, I know who Ghostface is now.
Oh, okay.
That was my first thought.
I think maybe this is just me. It's like I watch it sort of trying to figure it out, but I also kind of just go, I know the movie is going to try to make me think it's literally everybody. So
you know what? It really does. It really could be anyone.
So, I mean, you know, you kind of know who it won't be at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But
I gotta say, in the third one, I never did suspect it was Patrick Warburton.
I was hoping it was Patrick Warburton, man.
Parker Posey.
Oh my gosh. Oh, Parker Posey's so funny in that movie.
So great. She's the best part of that movie.
I was so pissed when she died in that movie because she was a lot of fun. I will say in Scream 7, it has maybe one of my favorite deaths of all time.
Is it the girl on the high wire thing?
No, but that was pretty cool. It was the guy who gets killed by the beer tap.
Oh yeah.
That was pretty cool.
That one made me go.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was pretty neat. I liked it. I like how like the came out of the mouth.
The glee. It always makes me laugh when horror fans are like, I liked that one.
Yeah, that was good. It was
like
creative.
a little deranged. Like,
creative.
That was a good one. Yeah, that absurd amount of violence. Oof.
You know, and the other thing, I like that Ghostface was just pretty much just the knife the entire time. Like I remember I got really annoyed in Scream 6 when Ghostface had a shotgun.
So did Matthew Lillard.
Yes, I saw that interview. I'm like, Matthew Lillard, me and you, like we're of one mind on this.
Yeah. He was just like, what? I was just like, I want to hang out with Matthew Lillard so badly. Just talk about Scream with him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, JB Spooky Review said in the chat, I don't like when slashers have guns. They're slashers. They slash. But you know, the more I think about it, like, has Ghostface ever killed anyone with a gun in any of the films?
I mean, technically, the mask wasn't on anymore, but Mickey killed.
Yeah.
Jerry
Oh,
O'Connell
I
with
mean, like when the mask is on.
I don't think so.
Because honestly, once the mask comes off, the movie kind of every single one of them loses something for me.
Really?
Yeah, I like it better when, like, I don't know, it's more exciting when you don't know who it is.
The first one.
No, not the first. The first.
My
one
favorite part of the first one was after you know. That whole chunk.
Yeah.
With Matthew Lillard's amazing ad lib. I almost said Mad Libs.
No,
Ad-libs.
like what JB just said in the chat, mask off is different because they aren't Ghostface at that point. So yeah.
Well, outside of that, no.
What is the line that Billy Loomis says? It's like, we all go mad sometimes, or something like that.
He quotes Psycho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the line? We all go mad sometimes.
We all go a little bit mad sometimes, I think.
Yeah.
I might not have the line completely right.
Oh god, that's such a cool moment. Like I literally jumped at that moment. Like I was like, I couldn't believe that. Yeah, so I liked Tatum. I liked her daughter. I liked the daughter's name is Tatum.
I thought you meant Tatum, like Rose McGowan. I'm like, yeah, I love Tatum too.
I mean, like, yeah, I like her too, but like, no, I liked her daughter. I thought she was a good. Also, I loved her husband. I'm like, I like him for her. Like it was like it was like she was my friend. And like when I saw Joel McHale and I saw the way they were with each other, like when they were like joking with each other and kissing, I'm like, good for you, Sid.
They had good chemistry.
Yeah,
Campbell
and I was
Joel
like,
McHale.
then I was like, oh, don't you? I was like, Scream Universe, don't you dare take this man from her.
He's protective.
I am. No, like they're like my friends now at this point, as sad as that is. You know, like you got the one friend you root for, you got the one friend that makes questionable decisions, like Gail. It's like,
It was so hard though. Like he said a couple of things to me when he was like sending me messages, and I just ignored them. Like he's like, tell me. I mean, he didn't word it this way, but he was like, "Tell me Mindy doesn't come back in 7." I was just like, you know what I mean?
I
It's like,
really
all right.
don't.
I can neither confirm nor deny. Which is always the answer you're going to get out of me when I'm trying not to spoil something. I can neither confirm nor deny.
Yeah. Who plays her daughter Tatum?
I don't know. I've never seen her before. But that could just be me being old because I also
looked-
didn't know the
looked
people
really
in the beginning.
She looked really familiar to me, but I thought the actress did a really good job. I thought that I liked, you know, Sydney having to kind of coach her through this.
This is what I'm saying when I say it's Sydney's story. So now you're watching Sydney realizes that she, in trying to protect her daughter so much, understandably, she's left her vulnerable to when stuff happens and having to almost find that strength that she needed to find in the first one, but on behalf of her daughter. I just thought they just know how to show progress within her. And she's not infallible. She does still get nervous. She does still get, and you see the scars of everything from it, like her not trusting the boyfriend, because it's like, yeah, yeah, like I would probably turn around and be like, let's keep an eye on that boyfriend, because you know I thought I had a great boyfriend once upon a time. So I like that they show that, and they like that they show her overcoming that, which is why again I always say it's her story.
You know, I don't love the Ghostface reveal in this one, but
no one does. I don't even really like it. I get what they were going for.
No, I like them. I don't mind the motivation because it all kind of, and I'll try to do this without spoiling, it all kind of harkens back to her not being in Scream 6. Like, it doesn't like I was just like
thought about it. Yeah,
I was like, that's actually really kind of funny that like the motivation here actually kind of harkens back to her skipping Scream 6.
Yeah.
And
so I appreciated it, but it was not my favorite reveal of all of them. That if I had to say one thing about the movie that I sincerely was like, I don't even want to say didn't like, I was just kind of like, oh,
I almost kind of didn't feel that like the reveal of the person it was, like, we never really got to know that person all that much before. And I'm talking like multiple reveals here.
That happened with Mickey, though. As much as I love Timothy Oliphant.
to be fair, like, I had to remind myself who Mickey was when he took the mask off.
They definitely were like, well, let's just make him go away for a little bit and people will forget about him.
Well, and I think that was one of those times where the internet was ahead of the writers.
They had to rewrite it.
There was a leak, and there was a third act rewrite.
So, I also kind of always keep that in mind. It's like, okay, they definitely scrapped like whole swaths of
Wait. Which one had to be rewritten?
Two.
Also 3.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me the story there. What happened?
In 2, it was gonna be the roommate and the boyfriend.
Did you tell me this, Trish, or did somebody else tell me?
I mean, I told you.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if anyone else did.
The roommate, and then that leaked, and they had to change it.
Right.
I think Mrs. Loomis was supposed to be like the puppet master behind the two of them, but wasn't
not actually Ghostface. I mean, it was a little weird that like a 45-year-old woman was Ghostface. Like,
no, I actually liked that she was Ghostface. To me, if you want to say there's a problem, it's Mickey. It's a problem, but I like Mrs. Loomis doing it because Billy got psycho. So there you go.
It makes sense, and it all circles back to the genesis, as you said, Trish, of the entire franchise. That Maureen Prescott is a skank. Like,
I think harlot was the word I used last week.
She's a harlot. That's what it. If Maureen Prescott wasn't a little trollop, none of this stuff would happen.
If Ersatz Harvey Weinstein hadn't turned her into one.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But
three tries to rehab her a little bit after 1 and 2 were just basically like, your mom's the worst.
Oh God, and Sydney in the set looking like her bedroom, and there's like she saw the ghost of her mother in 3. Oh God.
That was a little weird.
I never really rewatched 3. It's the one that it's like I don't dislike it, but it's just not one that
I do like that she runs through a door that should have been the hall and is just floating out in space for a second there.
Yeah, I like that too.
I would like to point out in Scream 1 on Sydney's wall behind her bed, she has an Alice in Chains poster. I just like to point that out. One day I was watching it and I was like, you start paying attention to details you never paid attention to before. I was looking and I'm like, pretty sure that's Jerry Cantrell blurry behind her. And I kept looking at shots and then I like looked up. I'm like, am I crazy? Like, no, I wasn't. It was absolutely a poster. And I was like, look at that.
So Trish, where does 7 fall in your order?
Probably 4th.
So what is your order?
1, 4, 2, 7. 3, 5, 6, but 5 and 6 are like over here.
Yeah, I think mine is 1, 4, 2, 7, 3, 6, 5. But that 5 and 6 keep flip-flopping for me, like every time I think of it.
To me, it's 6 is. I'm just never gonna take to 6.
I remember when I watched the first one, I texted you because I was like when they're like after she gets attacked by Ghostface and like nearly is killed, everybody in the school is like wearing Ghostface masks and like making fun of her, and I'm like, were kids in the 90s this terrible? Like,
yeah, it was like, I mean, maybe we weren't running around shouting in masks, but high school in the 90s, I felt it was a pretty good way they looked and everything.
Murdered though, like they'd get a little bit of grace. Like,
it is a movie.
The feeding frenzy would like back off for a second.
No, well, teenagers are selfish. I don't care.
No, I mean, look, I 100% put this above 5 and 6, and I would put it above 3. So yeah, I think it was good. I think the Shill critics were wrong.
Shouldn't 2 get a little more credit for getting Jada at the beginning?
Oh my God. Do you remember when I almost stopped?
Martin, he sends me a message and he's just like, I hate her. If she's in it, I'm stopping right now. I was like, you can.
She was on the poster.
She was on the poster. I was like, you can pull
at the time, I didn't understand that all of these movies start with a kill.
Oh, okay.
So like I'm watching Scream 2, and the one of like literally Jada Pinkett Smith in something is a all stop for me. Like if she is involved in a movie like from start to finish, it is, I don't care what it is, I will not watch it.
And so I was trying not to tell him anything. I was like, you can get through it. He's just like, I'm giving it. If she's here 20 minutes and turning it off, I'm like, you're gonna be fine. Like, he's trying to say it.
I think I sent you a text after that being like, oh, okay.
I was like, why do you think I was telling you were gonna be fine? Just suck it up for 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, that entire experiment almost ended right there once I realized that Will Smith's terrible wife was in it.
I was so glad I was there to like actually get that message in time. Otherwise, he probably would have just stopped it.
Talked you down.
I will say, originally, I was going to hide from you that I had watched Scream until the show, because you know how I do that. But like when I was watching the first one, I was just getting so wrapped up in it that I was like, I have to talk to Trish. I can't wait for the show.
See, you just have to.
They're good. If I have one complaint, is that they get a little too self-aware around 3 and 4. They dial it back in on 4.
It's probably
just
3.
Yeah,
I feel like they did a lot in 3 for reasons that, like, I wonder.
Well, you said Columbine happened, and they like pulled part.
Yeah. So, like, I wonder because, like, in the meta, it lends to the comedy. So then, like, although I have to say, the one with reading the fax machine and using a lighter in the house that's filled with gas. Like, that is kind of the best part.
Filled with gas. I was like, oh gosh.
But yeah.
Donovan Bradford in the chat asked what the rewrite for 3 was.
Oh yeah.
I don't actually totally know. Like with Scream 2, it's like out there kind of, but with Scream 3, it was more like they had an idea, and then it was also people left. Like there were people who were just not involved the way they had been. So there was a little bit of that.
Lil says he was hired for 3, like paid for it.
Yeah.
And
who was?
And then
Matthew Lillard.
Yeah, and then Columbine happened, and they rewrote it to not be about teenagers anymore.
Huh? That's interesting.
It was going to be at the high school again. Columbine happens.
Wait, and Matthew Lillard was going to be in it at that point in time. Like,
yeah, that's what he says.
Oh, okay.
And he says he got paid anyway.
Isn't Matthew Lillard the one that Quentin Tarantino just went on that like rant about?
Yes.
Oh man,
this is why when that first happened, I was just like, we need to discuss how utterly awful Quentin Tarantino was to Matthew Lillard, of all people. Like,
yeah,
he
seems like a genuinely nice guy.
He really does.
And when he does dramatic work, he's actually better than people give him credit for.
Yeah. Have you ever heard him talk about him being Stu? And he's like, I went back and I watched it. I'm like, why didn't they rein me in? I was so ridiculous.
He was pretty ridiculous.
He's like, I'm looking at it going, oh god.
Yeah, he's still doing his bit from Hackers as Stu.
Love Matthew Lillard.
All right, let's get into some super chats. Lauren, come on back, because we were talking about some Lauren stuff. Hopefully,
he could have pulled a Trish and went and took a break and walked away.
Yeah. Hold on, let me.
You guys didn't know I could talk so much, huh?
This is fun. You know what, Trish? Maybe if we have some time, we can do like a member exclusive thing, or maybe just like a random live stream, just the two of us, where we talk spoilers about Scream 7. Because I feel like we need to talk spoilers about it. Because
look at him. Do you see this, Martin? I love it. Now he's just like, these movies. I just gotta watch them and talk about them now.
There's a bit of fire in him.
Let's see. RWLCK17, member for 8 months, is sending my love and positive to the M4 Empire family. Right back at you, RWLCK17. Hembry Jeremiah for $5, which brings us to 63. The evening says, next year on February 19th, you're going to get the unaltered cut of Star Wars A New Hope in theaters. That is going to be, it won't be Star Wars A New Hope. It'll just be Star Wars. Right, Lauren?
Yes, correct. It is the original theatrical cut.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. I think it'll be fun.
I'm definitely gonna go see it with my sons.
I'm looking at Lauren. Like, I don't know if Lauren thinks that.
You don't think so? I mean, look, I'm not a special edition hater. I love the special editions. I think things like adding Palpatine into Empire Strikes Back just kind of makes sense. Like, I didn't even hate them adding Christensen into Return of the Jedi.
My position's a little more nuanced. I like the special editions, sort of. I like if I could cut my own supercut, there are things that I would cut out, there are things that I would leave in, there are some changes I would keep, there are some changes I would alter. The big thing for me, though, is the final space battle. I don't think that it's. I get a little irritated with people that harp on the only edition is the original edition. It's like, man, I try and watch the original cuts, and it's like these effects are rough, and Lucas is right. It's like that end Death Star battle. Some of the shots to me just look awful. I can't go back and watch them that way anymore.
I've seen it. I couldn't even tell you like what the differences are.
Right, but if you're looking 50 years back, it's one thing. But if you're looking from the perspective of a few years ago, I watched This Island Earth, and now I'm watching this movie Star Wars. We live in the ILM era. Actually, we live post ILM, I guess now.
Mm-hmm.
I also don't like it. I don't like putting Ian McDiarmid in Empire Strikes Back. I would put the Clive Reville performance back.
Even though it leads to a continuity issue?
How does it lead to a continuity issue?
Because it's not the same person.
What do you mean? Well, you're talking about, well, it very technically it wasn't Ian McDiarmid either.
What do you mean?
Do you know how they did the Emperor in The Empire Strikes Back?
It was a chimpanzee.
Yeah, and an old woman.
Mm-hmm.
They composited, but it wasn't Clive Reville. It wasn't his face.
No. But, I mean, like, it's just the Emperor looks completely different and sounds completely different.
I don't think he looks completely different. I think that, to me, he looks scarier in Empire. And part of that is because, to me, it's just a fuzzy hologram. I totally bought that they were the same person.
I don't know. I think George was trying to create continuity with the prequels, and
I agree that's what he was doing. But in doing so, he created discontinuity with Shadows of the Empire, and that's always pissed me off.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, how do you feel about adding Tamura Morrison as Boba Fett?
I prefer the original Boba Fett voice, but I get why it's necessary for continuity reasons there. So I'm fine with that alteration.
Right.
I don't see why Boba Fett has to have an Aussie accent. He's not Aussie. Is he New Zealand?
New Zealand.
Yeah, a Kiwi accent.
All right, so Kiwi. I mean, I get that's how he's raised by his clone dad, but I know people whose accents have faded after 30 years.
For me, I get it. It's like, I don't remember the actor's name who provided the voice. I think if I remember right, he was the show with Archie Bunker. I think that he was a character on there, weirdly. But it was pretty gravelly. What's that?
That Edith, stifle yourself.
See, now I want Boba Fett to be Archie.
Yeah. Oh, Archie! Sorry. You put All in the Family in my head.
It's fine. I'm not sure if I don't think that I'll go see it when they put it out.
Really? You're not even going to go see it? That's interesting. Because I would love it if it made more money than Mandalorian and Grogu, but I don't think it will.
Oh, it depends on how they run it. I have a feeling they may do what they did with like episode 1 and episode 3 when they put it out and just put it out for a weekend because they don't want to be embarrassed by how much money it does.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. If it's the original edition, I think tons of people will go see it, but I don't care. I'm not one of those guys that needs the original cut.
I saw an All in the Family clip that had me laughing so hard I was crying recently. And it's the episode where George Jefferson's son Lionel is getting married to a woman, and they're having the engagement party, and her parents are there, and her father is white, and Archie He's like, oh yeah. He's like, no, you know, my I got to introduce her parents to mine. And he goes, Lionel, are you saying that your father has never met that man? He's like, this I gotta see. And then like when George Jefferson meets him and freaks out, Archie just keeps popping up in the background, being like, yeah, shoes on the other foot now, ain't it, Jefferson? And it's just so good. It's so funny.
And then there's that one line of Archie's like, I ain't said that word in 6 months.
I ain't said that word in 3 years. Let's see. Wait, we said that one. Okay. Regina Sharp for 20 says, I don't know horror slasher flicks well enough to make any jokes or witty comments. So here's 20. Please imagine your own joke, witty comment here.
Yeah.
That was a great one, Regina.
Yeah. Regina Sharp also said, best horror kill for me is Paris Hilton in House of Wax.
Starring one.
That is a good
Jared
one.
Padalecki.
Wasn't he also in the remake of Friday the 13th?
Yeah. And Jensen Ackles was in the remake of My Bloody Valentine.
In 3D.
I watched it in 3D in the movie theater. Got a headache afterwards.
Regina Sharp for 5 says, Candlejack? Scream.
Scream.
Chef Eddie for 5. Bringing us to 98 for the evening. Says, but what did you guys think of the Vincent Price movie, Scream and Scream Again?
I like it.
I'm not familiar with it.
Yeah, I mean,
it's kind of a classic of. Go ahead.
It's a little repetitive.
Hey.
Go
ahead, Martin.
If it's the one I'm thinking of, it's got not just Price, but it's also got Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing in it as well.
Ooh.
So it is a classic of, I think, late 60s, early 70s, low budget horror.
Okay.
I think it's one where like the killer is draining his victims of blood and maybe even dissolving them in acid as well.
Huh. As you do.
Sure.
Okay, so Regina Sharp for another 5 says, I feel like that Star Wars Super Chat was a Lorne setup so that he could talk about Star Wars. Very sus.
Could be.
Yep. You'll also notice that I kept it very short and sweet.
You did.
You'll notice I didn't say anything because it was a super chat and I chatted about Scream for like an hour. So that was good.
The only thing that I would add to the comment though is actually a question. Did you get the link that I sent you earlier?
I
Marvin?
saw that I had it. I just haven't gotten a chance to look at it yet because I was at the movies, and then Ted season 2 came out today on Peacock, and so the wife and I were watching a few episodes of that. That is the funniest show that's come out in the last 10 years. Like season 1 was insanely funny, and season 2 looks like it's just as funny.
Watch the link I sent you when you get a chance. You're gonna like it.
Is it another? Is it an AI video?
It is.
Interesting. Okay. Ewan Cumia for 2 says the original trilogy was great without changes. So there you go. Yes, it isn't like McClunky.
I actually weirdly like McClunky just because it's so dumb. It's like it's so out of place. There.
How much money did it cost him to put McClunky in there?
I think that's part of why I like it. It's like, why does this exist? Why was this necessary?
Or like the Ewoks blinking?
Oh, see, now that's one of the things I would take back. And the weird change to Jabba the Hutt's palace door. It's like, why? This is one of the.
It's a fascinating look into the mind of George Lucas because you're like, these are the things that literally kept him up at night.
Yeah, and it's one of the things that's where George loses me. It's like there's no reason to do that. And blinking Ewoks literally creep me out. Every time I see them blink, it's like that makes them unsettling for me.
You just picture him like laying there in bed with his eyes wide open, staring at him like, they don't blink. Bookstore Thor, aka Trevor, for $2 says Lynch once cast Lillard. Tarantino is invalid.
The thing about Quentin Tarantino saying it is like there was literally no reason.
It was really weird.
Like it was completely.
It's not like he was asked about Matthew
That's
Lillard.
right.
He was just like, hey, you know who's? He was literally just like, you know who I hate, who sucks? Matthew Lillard.
I think he did the same thing to Paul. I always want to say Dano or Dano. Is it Dano or Dano? Dano?
Yeah, he did.
I think, yeah.
Although
That
I
was like
agree
a
with him
complete-
about Paul Dano.
But I mean, it wasn't prompted, right? He kind of just offered that out of nowhere as well. I feel like I'm just like, why are you?
This
taking
human sucks.
I don't know anything about Paul Dano, but I just know Matthew Lillard just is like seems like a wonderful person, and I'm just like, why? Like, what could he have ever possibly done to you?
Yeah,
why is he on your mind like that?
It's really weird.
Yeah, I think that's what really gets me. Is like, it's not just that the target is like why, but like it's just really I don't understand. What did he watch, like a Scooby-Doo movie and just decide he didn't like
He's
Matthew
great
Lillard or
in
something?
Scooby-Doo, by the way.
I wanted to say something that wasn't Scream because that's my go-to with Matthew Lillard. But
yeah,
The Descendants, but he's good in The Descendants. He's just in it for like 3 minutes, but he's good in it.
Well, Regina Sharp for 5 says on Ewoks, all I'm going to say is yub nub, Lord.
Yub nub. I even know that one.
I guess I would say, if you want to view the Ewoks as freaky murder killers that can take out the stormtroopers, making them blink to make them unsettling for me is maybe actually a good idea, but I really don't like it. It really does. It unsettles me in a way that I can't quite explain.
We are at 112, by the way, toward our super chat goal here tonight, guys. So let's see if we can get to that cozy game, because be a big
Lauren, you also like the rock stuff in Jabba's palace too, right?
I don't mind Jedi Rocks. I actually like the music. I also like Lapty Neck. If I had my ideal version, you'd hear both in the movie. I think that would make the scene
I like
way
the
too
original
long.
song. I like the original song.
I love it too. I anytime I can get Star Wars in universe music, I'm tickled. I always love to see what they come up with.
I thought it was really interesting in Jedi Survivor when he's listening to the headphones and he's playing like that music.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
like, man, I like this.
Well, you know who does that? That's an actual Mongolian band called The Who. I've got
Is
their
it
album.
really?
Yeah. And so what they're actually singing is they sing about Mongolian folklore, and so they adapted one of their existing songs into a Star Warsian language that's not too far off of Mongolian. And so there actually is a translation for Yasana Sana. But in any case, if you want more of that kind of music, look up The Who. HU. That's the band that did it.
Say not the other Who.
No, not that one. Different,
Wait,
totally
sorry.
different Who.
Wait, who do we have to look up?
The Who.
Who?
Who?
That's
The
what
Who.
I'm asking you.
They actually say Who quite a bit in their music too. They're constantly chanting Who.
Like a
And it's
Pokemon band.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so speaking of translations, by the way, I brought this up on Wednesday on that Park Place. So I know Lauren has seen it already, but Martin and Trish, you know the Lion King in the very beginning with the Circle of Life when they go na zivenya babari zizabavenya. Like,
Yeah.
have you ever wondered what that means?
No, because I saw a video on Instagram.
Okay, well, you be quiet. Martin hasn't seen it. So, and a lot of the audience.
Is this serious though?
I believe this guy. He's African. Are you going to tell him he's wrong?
I don't know. It seems kind of like Martin. You
Trish,
say what you think.
are you saying you don't trust Africans?
Martin,
Here we go.
stop.
You be the judge. Hold on.
Read it again. What does it mean?
It means, look, there's a lion. Oh my God.
You're joking. That is not what that means. That is not what that means.
That's exactly what it means.
That's what it means. Look, there's a lion.
Oh my God.
It's a
Look, there's a lion. Oh my God. It's a lion.
I love it.
It's perfect. It's perfect. I would not want that to mean anything else.
Now that I know it, no.
You know what's amazing? The fact that like the composers, like, was that Alan Menken did Lion King, or I know Elton John wrote a lot of the music.
I just assumed Elton John wrote the stuff that was in English.
Yeah, but like they probably didn't even know. They were just like, say something in another language here. Look, there's a lion. Oh my god. So just it's perfect. It's pure perfection. And look, Extreme Meme Supreme says it's real, and he's an expert. So I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take him from his.
Really, he's an expert.
Yeah, no.
So
I know that.
He's an expert because he's backing up my point.
Jonas will play around with languages every once in a while, and I remember he was talking with somebody. He says it has a certain Kellerateel about it. That means what time is it? And he did it totally on purpose.
Oh, of course he did. Okay, so here's another. So this is something that we talked about on Culture Crossfire today with Wizard and I, but I wanted to get your guys' opinion on it. Trish, you probably haven't seen it, but Martin and Lorne, have you guys watched the teaser trailer for Lanterns?
Yes.
You know, I did.
All right. We can't play it because Warner Brothers will smack us into the dirt. But this is one of the most horrible, obnoxious teaser trailers I have ever seen in my life.
Straight garbage. And
It is
pisses me off. It pisses me off because it looks like it's cinematically shot. I like the cast. I was hoping for a good Green Lantern show. This ain't it.
Look, this show had a very easy elevator pitch to succeed. Lethal weapon in space. There, you got it. They're not in space. They're in the American desert. They're not Green Lanterns. My review of this on X was 20 F-bombs and 0 Green Lanterns.
Yeah.
Also a girl boss.
And a girl boss, yeah, and a girl boss. But no, it is literally Jon Stewart for the entirety of this trailer is telling Hal Jordan what a piece of crap he is and how much better at being a Green Lantern he is. And what I said to Wizard earlier was, if we were in a situation where this would this would lead to him realizing, oh wow, you know what, I don't know everything and I'm not perfect, but I guarantee you that's not going to be what happens.
Personally, this trailer would make me root for Parallax.
I one thing I said to Wizard, I said, I guarantee you that Hal Jordan is Parallax by the end of this.
Oh, yeah, he's so...
Here is the only green in the entirety of this trailer. What were we saying, Martin?
He's so world-weary and beaten down. Yeah, maybe.
He's going to be the villain by the end of this. Now, if I'm making a Green Lantern show, here's my pitch for it. For if it's a Hal Jordan is training Jon Stewart show, here's my pitch for it. Okay? They're training in space. He's taking him from planet to planet, showing him all this stuff. Jon Stewart is fish out of water. He's learning all of these new things about how to deal with alien races. We see Oa, we meet Kilowog. He goes to basic training with Kilowog, all that other fun stuff. Then Hal is like, look, rookie, I'm going to take you to meet my mentor, the Green Lantern who taught me, the greatest Green Lantern of them all, Sinestro. And we're gonna actually go to his space sector. I haven't been there in a while. He keeps it so orderly. And they go and they realize that Sinestro has completely subjugated his entire planet. And then Hal has this crisis of faith. And how can I teach you when the guy who taught me is this horrible dictator now? And then Sinestro is the villain that they have to fight.
The thing is, all of that would have been expensive.
This Green Lantern is the last thing that should have gotten a TV budget. Give Supergirl the TV budget and make a Green Lantern movie. This, you know what this is also? I think this is an overcorrection because I think if you were make me something that is the stark polar opposite of the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern movie, it's this teaser trailer.
Yeah.
There's no CGI. There's no space. There's no effects.
Actually, I think what you want is the Ryan Reynolds movie. You just want Kyle Chandler cast in it.
Probably. Look, I maintain the Ryan Reynolds movie tries to tell the secret origin story, but they don't do it the right way. Sinestro should have been the villain. They should have gone right into it. They should have gotten right into it. It should have been Hal and Sinestro training Hal realizing that Sinestro has subjugated his space sector, and then getting Sinestro booted out of the Green Lanterns.
And you will never get a better Sinestro than Mark Strong either.
He
He
was
was
so
perfectly
good.
cast for that.
That scene where they're doing basic training and Sinestro shows up to train him for that like brief minute. That's fine. All the stuff I still maintain all the stuff on Oa in the Ryan Reynolds movie is great.
Is good. Yep.
I didn't even dislike the construct costume.
No, me neither, because that's
And like even the way they did it, I don't mind it. I think the technology wasn't there,
Yes,
but the suit needs to be a construct.
So we got this smirking girl boss who's telling Hal Jordan how to do his job.
And trying to threaten them, which came off as laughable.
Yeah, they're literally Green Lanterns. No, man, like I was so let down by it. I knew it was going to be bad because we had already reported on the fact that this was going to be, the villains were going to be American conservatives. Like that was already stated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the bad
get
feeling that
why-
it gets about the town.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get why Hal is so dismissive of the other lanterns. You know, like there's the joke about the
squirrel.
The squirrel. And okay, I do get it because this is all ridiculous stuff and writers don't want to lean into the ridiculousness. They think they have to lampshade it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Hal should be a team player. That Hal is that.
Well, and also he's like, he says to him, "I'm the only human." I'm like, are you not in continuity with Superman? Because we just met another human Green Lantern in that movie.
That's true.
Guy Gardner was just a thing. And we know he's in this show because he said, "I've never said that many F-bombs in my entire life," Nathan Fillion said about this show.
Maybe he just doesn't recognize Guy Gardner as human.
Yeah, that would be something. But I mean, so they made Hal like xenophobic. They made him toxic. And here's this young person of color who's going to show him how to do the job and change him for the better. It is the woke Hollywood playbook, like playing out in front of us. It's insane. And I'm sure there'll be humor in the show. It'll be James Gunn humor. James Gunn. Somebody said to me, or I think Wizard asked, he goes, "Who is this for?" I said, "It's for James Gunn. This is what James Gunn wants to see." And when they finally did, because the rest of the trailer was so weirdly grounded, so they showed the suit hanging up in his closet, which is just ridiculously dumb. But then when they actually did finally show,
whoa, wait a minute, I'm going to push back on that. Why is that ridiculously dumb?
Because why isn't he wearing it? And this also, the costume is a construct.
I disagree. I'm not going to go with that. I disagree with that. It
always is. That's why when the ring power's down, they're in their regular clothes. Like whenever the ring runs out of juice.
I remember that being controversial when the Ryan Reynolds film came out.
It's because
it wasn't just because of the effects. It was not just the effects.
I've never seen a Green Lantern, and maybe I'm wrong. I haven't read every Green Lantern comic, but I always remember the ring goes on and the suit appears on him. Because when he's fighting, one of my favorite Green Lantern fights of all time is when Hal is going nuts and becoming Parallax, and he's fighting his way to Oa with all the rings on his fingers, and the Guardians open up the central power battery, and here comes Sinestro with a green ring. They fight until they're depowered. And Sinestro is like, when the ring runs out of juice, Hal is in his bomber jacket and jeans, and Sinestro is in his, Korrigarian wear. So the suit comes from the ring.
The thing is, this really was, for those who don't know, all of this comes from back around the time of the death of Superman. And the issue is that Hal went insane because Coast City was destroyed.
Yeah.
And so he goes to Oa to drain the entire power battery to essentially resurrect. If I remember right, it was illusory. It wasn't even, he wasn't really resurrecting people. He was just.
So what happens is Coast City is destroyed in the rebirth of Superman. Mongol destroys it. And Hal recreates Coast City with his ring as a construct, but it's such a massive construct, and there are people in there too. but it's that it doesn't last long and it fades. And the second it happens, the Guardians summon him back for disciplinary action because he used the ring for personal gain, for a selfish reason. And so then basically he says to the Guardians, like you, all I've done for you and all I'm asking you to do is to help with this one thing, and you won't do it. And the Guardians like, no, we won't do it. And so he attacks, he basically storms Oa. They put all these Green Lanterns in his way, and he takes them out one by one, and he takes their rings and he leaves them to choke and die in space. And he puts all the rings on his fingers. So by the time he gets to Oa, his fingers are covered in power rings, and he uses it to turn Kilowog into bones, essentially.
And the reason he can do it is because he's the lantern with the strongest will, which is really how you empower the ring. And also, the story kind of went bonkers at a certain point because they did make Hal essentially a villain. And
he becomes Parallax.
Yes, but there was this complicated story where he merged with Spectre, and then it was revealed that Parallax was inside him when Jeff Johns came out. And essentially, this was like a decade later, if I remember right. They retconned the story, but in one of the most masterful retcons ever.
Ever done.
It was actually, it completely revitalized the Green Lantern comics and was an epic story. And even though it was complicated, it worked. And not only did it work, it went back and it explained why yellow was the color that caused the Green Lantern's problems. And it made sense. It was brilliant. And you had this idea that there was always Parallax was at the core of that power battery.
He was always trapped within the power battery. And then when Hal enters the power battery and destroys it, that's when Parallax latched on to him. Because the reason why he went insane was because he gave into fear, and Parallax was able to manipulate him through the ring into freeing it. And then it bonded to him. And then when he became Parallax, Ganthet, the last Guardian of the Universe, found the one final, I think it was Hal Jordan's ring. It was like one of the last final rings that was broken. He repairs it, and he finds this one human to give it to, and that's Kyle Rayner. And Kyle is he's the torchbearer. That's why they call him Kyle. Kevin always says Kyle is the favorite child when it comes to the Green Lanterns of the Guardians, because Kyle was the torchbearer. He was the only Green Lantern in the galaxy for a long time. And yeah.
I have a theory that the reason that you and I like this is that it so closely matches the idea of fear is what leads to the dark side.
Yeah.
And and the idea that yellow is the color of cowardice too, which is why that all the mythology that they created, and then all of the other color cores that came out of it. It's brilliant storytelling. Jeff Johns was a genius.
Absolutely. And so you have the Yellow Lanterns, and they form the Sinestro Corps. They have their own oath, which I believe was in blackest day and brightest night, beware your fears made into light. Let those who try to stop what's right burn like my power, Sinestro's might. And so now he has they finally gave him a cool yellow uniform, which he was always just in like normal clothes with the yellow ring. And then we had the Red Lanterns, which, I mean, the most BA oath of them all, which was of blood of rage and crimson red, ripped from a corpse so freshly dead, together with our hellish hate will burn you all, that is your fate. The Red Lanterns are unbelievably awesome. You had the Star Sapphires, which their emotion was love, and they were violet. And then the Blue Lanterns, which was hope. And I think it was hope, right?
I think that's right.
Yeah, Blue Lanterns were hope, but the Blue Lanterns were empowered by the green ones. It was really interesting. And then you had the Indigo Tribe, and I forget what emotion they were. The Indigo Tribe, were they?
I had a Lilith Fair joke there, but I'll skip it.
And then there was the Orange Lantern, which was avarice, and it was just one
laser fleas.
Yeah.
Right?
Larfleeze, I thought was
Larfleeze. Right. I got the name wrong.
It's just one lantern, and his core is the constructs that he creates as his own core. But his oath was amazing, because it was, what's mine is mine is mine is mine. Is mine is mine is mine is mine. Is mine is mine is mine is mine. Is mine is mine is mine, not yours. And then during the Blackest Night, when the Black Lanterns invade, and they raise the dead with the black ring, and every character who has ever died becomes a Black Lantern, and the Corps all have to come together to fight the Blackest Night. Kyle gets a ring from every single Corps, chooses Kyle, and he becomes the White Lantern, which was unbelievable.
Really should have been Tommy.
Yeah, right.
Part of the brilliance of this, though, is that Green Lantern comics had kind of always been sort of B tier. You know, he was a major character in the DC universe, but he was always kind of behind in sales a little bit.
Mhm.
And Jeff Johns went and said, "You know what? We're gonna fix we're gonna fix Hal Jordan." I mean, part of the reason that they made him a villain in the first place is that, frankly, Hal was kind of boring.
Yeah.
He was always a character that just sort of had to stick up his ass, and he wasn't necessarily fun. And when they made him a villain, suddenly that made sense. But then when you come back and you fix him and you make him the Green Lantern again, and you create all of this lore that ties into the original stuff perfectly, everybody bought into this when it was going on because it was a major, major event. And it's like, this to me is what made Jeff Johns. It's what made his bones, in my opinion.
And then what Johns would do after that is basically he never would write like Batman or Superman or Justice League. He would be like, I'm going to take something that no one thinks about anymore, and I'm going to make it awesome. So he did it. He went back and he fixed the Legion, the Legion of Superheroes. Then he brought back Barry Allen with the definitive Flash story that every Flash story has used as the origin since then with Flashpoint. So, you know, and he was the guy that DC was like, you are going to be our chief content officer. You're going to oversee all the movies. You're going to oversee all the TV. You're going to basically be our Kevin Feige. And then Zack Snyder just steamrolled over him. And then when he tried to fix Justice League with Joss, Kryborg, Ray Fisher, got all bent out of shape and got him canceled because he tried to make me say booyah. It's like, no, everybody expects you to say booyah. You're Cyborg. That's what Cyborg says. And so now Jeff Johns, who was, by the way, the apprentice of Richard Donner, is now allowed nowhere near Hollywood movies.
Crazy.
You could the Superman reboot should have been Superman Secret Origin that he wrote. The Green Lantern should have been Green Lantern Secret Origin, which is what they tried to do. They did try to do Green Lantern Secret Origin, and they just didn't do it very well. But I digress. The one bit of special effects that they actually did in this was Hal Jordan flying randomly, and it looks so dumb and out of place.
At the very least, he ought to have a green glow around him.
Yeah, nothing. Absolutely. The ring is barely glowing.
I do agree he should, but you can come up with a lot of comic books where the glow is not there in flight.
Did you ever read in Darkest Night? It was in Elseworlds where just as the Bat is about to fly through Bruce Wayne's window, he gets chosen by the Green Lantern ring.
Yes.
No, that sounds great.
It's phenomenal. It's called In Darkest Night, Knighd. And it's basically, you know, that classic scene of him sitting in the chair trying to figure out what he's going to do to strike fear into the hearts of criminals. And the Bat is about to fly through the window. And before it does, it's Bruce Wayne of Earth. You have the ability to overcome great fear. Welcome to the Green Lantern Corps. And it's a phenomenal Elseworld story.
That's a great hook. I'd never heard that. I'm gonna see if I can find that. I like it.
Yeah, it's good. His Green Lantern outfit is even like it's the Batman uniform, but without the pointy ears. I love it. It's because you think about it, like I think I had heard, I don't remember if this is an actual story that's out there or if this was just Kevin Apollo and I one day just kind of spitballing ideas to each other, because I remember there being talking about a story where it was like, what if Krypton never blew up and it's Kal-El becomes Green Lantern of that space sector? Because if you think about it, he's got that ability to overcome great fear within his heart. So, who's to say that he wouldn't have become Green Lantern if Krypton never blew up?
Well, he never would have been John Kent's boy.
This is true.
But
yeah,
I
man.
fall on the nurture side of nature and nurture most of the time.
They did when the Sinestro Corps was recruiting in the Johns books. I remember Batman, the Yellow Ring tries to take Batman because he has the ability to instill great fear.
Mm-hmm.
And so you get this one amazing splash page of Batman as a Yellow Lantern, but he fights the ring off. And then he goes to Hal and he's like, "Hey man, like this ring just tried to fly out of my finger and it said welcome to the Sinestro Corps." And Hal was like, "Yeah, okay, I'll look into it."
At least he didn't treat it like the council or court of owls.
Yeah, there's no such thing as the owls.
I don't know why.
I looked into this when I was 12 years old and found nothing. Bruce, maybe you were 12 and maybe they've been really good at hiding this for hundreds of years. Maybe it's worth another look. No, there's no owls.
To be fair, he didn't say that he had only looked at it when he was 12. He did say that he had followed up rumors afterwards.
Kevin and I used to do a whole thing about that and then Death of the Family when the Joker very clearly knows who Bruce Wayne is, that Bruce Wayne is Batman. And he's just like, Dick's like, "Bruce, he knows you're Batman." "No, he doesn't know. He was in the Batcave. He wasn't here. I would know. He attacked Alfred. But that's because Bruce Wayne works with Batman Inc." No, it's not. He knows who you are. Like, I love that stubbornness of Batman.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway, this trailer sucked. And honestly, look, guys, you know me. You know where my feelings lie on past DC projects.
Mm-hmm.
There's no greater hater of the Snyderverse than me. At this point, just give it back to him. Because if that's the only other option on the table, I want James Gunn gone.
No, shelve it. Don't. Your solution is not give it back to Snyder. It's that just let it lie dormant and wait. I don't think the solution is
to give it back to Snyder, but I'm saying if somebody was like, you have to choose at this point, James Gunn or Zack Snyder, after this teaser, I'm like, you give it to Snyder.
I understand what Gunn is trying to do. He does want each of these shows and properties to have their own feel, which was what Marvel said they were going to do. And we've talked about that before. And other than how Winter Soldier has sort of a 70s political thriller vibe, Marvel never really delivered on that. They created a Marvel feel. Gunn seems legitimately interested in creating different feels for all these different properties, and I get that. But I would like to be able to sit down and watch a Green Lantern show with my sixth grader.
Right? I mean,
I would just like to see Green Lantern done justice anywhere, honestly.
Did you ever watch the animated series from?
Yeah.
Well, if you're talking about Justice League Ultimate, yes.
No,
all of the stuff
there was a Green Lantern animated series.
I think one season.
Was there?
Yeah, only one. One or I thought it was 2 seasons.
It may have been.
But like
see it.
They were building toward the Blackest Night because Atrocitus was in it and the Red Lanterns were in it. So, yeah.
I will say that I don't know why this voice actor sticks in my head, but even more than Conroy, Phil Lamar's version of Jon Stewart.
Yeah.
It's so good, and I don't know who else could do that voice or be the voice of Jon Stewart in the same way.
Agree.
Wait, are these actually like on like, oh, okay, they're on, people have uploaded them to Reddit. Here, let me see if I can find like an image of it to show you. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, let me share this tab. So this was the animation style.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was good. I liked it a lot.
Huh,
he had like a core group that like traveled around with him and stuff like that. It was, it was kind of an ensemble show. Kilowog was one of them. But by the way, can I say the one other perfect piece of casting from the Ryan Reynolds movie was Jeffrey Rush as Tomar Ray?
Yeah, I
Rush
think
is
that's
good
true.
in basically everything.
I thought Michael Clark Duncan was good Kilowog,
Mhm.
but like, I would have liked like, come on, Poozer. Like, he wasn't drill sergeant enough. He was just tough. They were just like, we need someone with a big, deep voice. The problem though was that Hal Jordan didn't act like Hal Jordan. He acted like Ryan Reynolds.
Right.
And then like in later things, like in Justice League War, Hal Jordan acts like just a straight up jerk. He's an arrogant jerk. Next for Life says Trish looks so bored. I'm like, Trish got an hour of her topics.
No, it's my resting bored face. I'm just chatting away. I'm not bored.
Yeah, she's hanging out with you guys in the chat. But anyway, let's get to some super chats before we have to go. Regina Sharp for 5. Oh no, we got that one already.
Yeah, Yub Nub, because I actually know that.
Yeah, we got that one. Donovan Bradford, member for 5 months, says Jason killing the guy in a wheelchair, then pushing him down a flight of stairs. Best slasher kill. Jason is an a-hole, and we love.
On Lauren and Apollo, when we got to whatever year, or it was the sequels we thought were better than the originals. I think it was that one. And I brought up Friday Part 2. I was like, Ginny and the wheelchair. Those are the two things that you always think of with that part. That is, I don't know. That might be, if you took a poll, like what Jason kill when you talk about Friday the 13th comes to mind, that might be up there as one that people say.
I have to say though that the writers were determined to have the visual of the chair going down the stairs, like that was in their minds first and foremost, because the setup for it is so ridiculous.
Oh, I love Friday Part 2.
Regina Sharp for 10 says, just as a point, I heard y'all talking about the costumes. As far as I know, the Lanterns' costumes are usually actual costumes just moved by the ring, not force constructs. Okay, well, that could be something too, but there's got to be a reason why when the ring dies, the costume goes away. If it was just regular clothes, then it would be, just saying, Regina.
And there's so many years of comic books. I'm sure every side of the argument could produce panels backing them up.
Regina Sharp for 5 says, weirdly, John telling Hal how much he sucks is pretty comic accurate, at least in his first appearances. The one thing I've always wanted to see with all the Lanterns is it's something that Johns describes, I think in Green Lantern Rebirth, where Hal is talking about each of the other Lanterns, and like John's constructs are all like architecture. So like they're all very like geometric and whatnot. Kyle's are like constantly changing themselves because as an artist, it's like he's sketching and like he's constantly like erasing things and fixing them and making them different. And Guy's ring is constantly sparking because he's such a he's so emotional. I've always wanted to see that.
Can I tell you, it's very confusing to me as someone who doesn't really know anything about this to hear you talk about Kyle, but like in that show is Kyle Chandler.
Mm-hmm.
And so every time you say, it's like very confusing for my brain because I want to tune in when you talk about Kyle Chandler, and then I'm realizing that's not who you're talking about.
Yeah, we're talking about Kyle Rayner. JJ Gosling for £5 sterling. That's proper money. If all Green Lantern constructs are green, why do the suits have accents? All right, that's a point.
Because some of them came from different planets, and so they have different dialects.
He means why is there black in the costumes? But yes, I get it. Regina Sharp for 10 says, this is really, really weird. We've gone from a subject I have too little to add or talk about to I have way too much I want to say or talk about. Talk about subject matter whiplash.
Familiar with the feeling, Regina.
And then Regina for 5 brings us to 147. Says, because the ring switches it back because without powers in the ring, you aren't on duty. I don't know. That seems weird to me. I like that there's one Green Lantern that's literally a planet.
Yes.
Mogo, I think it is, right?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah.
Can I put something up on the screen mainly for Martin?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, hold on. It moved.
I honestly, they all wanted, and then the script evolved getting to that point.
I honestly think that's probably what it was.
Yeah, probably. Chef Eddie for 5 says, I think they're trying to do the Green Lantern, Green Arrow series of comics in this show, but without the Green Arrow. I don't remember them being like heated at each other, you know, in Green Arrow, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But it was just, they've been so, I think after that Ryan Reynolds movie, it became the butt of everyone's joke. They have been allergic to the Green Lantern, but they've never known what to do with the Green Lantern. Like, remember Jack Black had to turn down that comedy movie they wanted to do about the Green Lantern?
Oh yeah, I'd completely forgotten about that.
They had never done a Green Lantern movie before. They wanted to do it as a comedy starring Jack Black. And he was like, absolutely not. People will 100% hate my guts if I do this.
What would you think of like a intergalactic police procedural?
I would love that. I would love
it.
You know what? Like Wizard even said, he's like, look, this is your excuse to use the volume. We won't fault you for it. Like, just do different planets. Do like things that aren't just the American desert. We don't want True Detective. Or if it's going to be True Detective, make it True Detective in space.
Space.
Yeah.
Space.
I would like some Alan Scott shout outs in there too. I like Silver Age.
Yeah, why not? All right, so we only hit 152. Oh, hold on, that's another $5 from Regina. Says, oh, the series that made Green Lantern and Green Arrow's punching bag, except for when Speedy was on drugs. I remember that. Probably right. Looks like we're up to 157, so we are well short of our goal for tonight. So that stream isn't going to happen just yet, but maybe we'll try again next time.
His name was Speedy. What was Oliver thinking?
This is true. You were just asking for him to get involved in drugs.
Alex P. Keaton style.
Yeah.
Or
all
Jesse
right, guys.
Spano.
We are about out of time because we got to redirect over to Pro, who's doing the Hoppers review. So Martin Stone, why don't you talk about where the folks can find you and what you're up to?
Well, I'm currently feeling shame because Ninja Master had to remind me that Alan Scott is Golden Age and not Silver Age. But other than that, you can find me over on That Park Place doing the members only stream that is The Lost Guys with Trish and Nolan and Hangry Table. And then a couple months later, you can find us for free over on T3PO.
Awesome. Lauren, what do we got going on over at Lauren and Apollo tomorrow night?
We're going to be covering 1998 as a year. So for all of those that are going to be joining me tomorrow, make sure you get me your lists and we'll get it prepped and have that discussion tomorrow night.
Okay. And Trish, what do you got going on?
Now it's becoming a thing.
It's a thing now.
It's a thing.
But we are doing
I'll be on that tomorrow.
I will too. Yep. And we're going to do our Joel Rifkin episode of Crime and Punishment soon for the members. Yeah. So Trish, thank you for everything tonight. You were integral to this one. You were your knowledge of Scream was excellent, but I think we really need to do that spoiler cast.
Par excellence.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So
thank you. I love talking about Scream. So
yeah, well, let's do it
was
again.
a time.
Let's do it again where we can actually talk spoilers because
you're just itching. You're just chomping at the
No,
bit.
there's so much I need to say.
I love this new side of you.
I know. I'm like obsessive now. I'm like, I can't believe there's no more. Like, I did not think I was going to be able to watch 7 movies in a week, and I did. I found the time.
I was shocked, but maybe I shouldn't have been.
Oh man. But guys, also next week for y'all, Trish will be running the show next week because I have a prior commitment that I will be at. So I will probably call in from my prior commitment at one point just to like say hi, but
call in. Well,
yeah.
We'll see if I answer.
Oh, okay. It's gonna be that way, huh? that's how it's gonna be.
It's like when the teenagers have run of the house and the parents aren't home.
So guys, tomorrow I think we're gonna have a video out on the Lanterns trailer. On the main channel, we are going to be doing our Resident Evil in the Dark that you guys paid for last week over on M4 Empire Gaming at some point this weekend. I just got to confer with Pro because once again, friends don't stream over friends. All right, from all of us here at the M4 Empire, I thank you for your attention, and we'll catch you in the next one.
They said we'd never last, just a moment, just a flash. But empires aren't built overnight, they're forged in war and lit by fight. Every street